Welcome back to another exciting episode of MiniGrinder Paints Live. I'm your host, MiniGrinder. That's me. This guy got my finger dingy totally bandaged up today, nice and neat. That way, whenever I'm pointing at the camera, you're not looking down the hole. That's okay. Chat room is free. You guys can speak when ready. Oh well, it's worth a shot. Okay. I don't think there's anybody on right now anyways. But that's okay. I'm feeling like we're gonna see some guests a little bit later, hopefully. And in the meantime, let's lay out what I'm gonna be working on. So again, I just wanted to throw out some props to my buddy Blaine B for providing the awesome music here. I think this one is called Auditory Hallucinations. Pretty killer. I like this one. So it's nice enough to have, it's ambient enough to throw it on a loop and throw it in the back. But if at any point in time, we might change it up. You never know. Never know. Never know what's gonna happen on the stream. Who knows? So yeah, let's take a look at what we got going on here. There we go. So I've also fixed my latency issues because now I've got myself corded. I'm ready to go. And I'm ready to go. So, I wanted to show off the new and the old. But it's not the not so old. I was very proud of this piece when I had done it, actually. It's quite a nice piece, when this guy is not in the picture. But, it's still very good. Let me get this guy all zoomadoomed in. There we go. There we go. Let's give it an old spinnerino. He's got some kind of effect on the bow. I remember this particular character. I like this side. Alright, so this particular character could combine his blood magic with his arrow shots. So pretty devastating. Making sure that all your arrows are always bleeding people, or maybe you can, put some kind of plague on them or something. A lot of fun. But I thought it'd be fun to just update them. This is basically where I'm at now. And here, this guy. You can tell there's much more saturation going on here. Just a lot more saturated. That's what I've been working on for like the last year and a half. And even then, here I was working on it too. And these were much more saturated than what I was doing before. But in comparison to what's going on now, I mean, it's like night and day. And I don't know how much more saturated I can get at this point in time in comparison to, this guy. I don't know how much further I can take it. But I thought it would be fun to basically go back and update this Blood Archer here, just to kind of, try to bring him in the same line. Basically, I'm going to critique my old work as if the student was letting me paint on it. Doesn't happen often, but at least maybe you'll get to see, like, what it takes just to take it to that next little step. Or, in this case, 1.5 year big step. But, excuse me. Still got that allergy cough or whatever it is. That's a pain in my butt. Faux show. So, without further ado, let's get in on this. So now we kind of have to discuss, like, we got to discuss what colors I'm going to use, because honestly, I painted this guy a 1.5 years ago. And let's move him over here. And I don't remember what colors I used, to be quite honest. I'm fairly certain this orangish tone is Phoenix Red right here. I'm fairly certain these are the Midnight Blue triad right here. And then I believe it went into like maybe the Burgundy Wine. But from there, I don't know what pink color I used and all that jive. But as I find good um, good luck in putting saturation into my miniatures with the Pathfinder paints, I figured I'm going to use some Pathfinder paints to bring it out. So I'm going to pull out the Arc Lord Purple and the Milani Rose to work on this uh, OSL effect going on right here. Another thing that's kind of interesting is that for the most part, this thing is really just missing a little bit more saturation and um, a and some. I'd like to put some textures in on it, and so I'm going to do that via the highlight. So whenever I'm doing these textures, like on this character right here, I'm basically working the textures in via the highlight. So you see here, a lot of the textures are happening in the highlight. So I'll paint the figure like I normally do on the base and mid-tone layers, and even into the sub-highlights a little bit. But at that point in time, from the mid-tones or super mid-tones and upwards, I'm then focusing on how light hits the material or whatever they're using, basically. So I know I'm always showing this guy off, but I'm actually quite proud of him. And this was my milestone piece when Stumpy here lost his head. I shouldn't call him Stumpy. Maybe Stubbs, Mr. Stubbs. But yeah, so I'm gonna work on basically, this tattered fabric right here on the back. That can have there's a lot of fun texture stuff that I can do in there with that. So I'm going to, and all I really just to bring out this thing and make him just a little bit more vibrant. He just needs just a little bit more in the highlight region. Boosting more highlights and deepening more shadows is going to create more contrast. That's going to also help with the saturation too, in a sense, by making it pop even more. So I'm going to use the colors to kind of also create contrast, and the textures too. So that's one of the reasons why this has so much more contrast in it than this guy. This guy is just painted. The surfaces are painted. Now it's painted nicely, but I really focus nowadays on using all elements to create as much contrast between one object and another, because it's when you're painting in a kind of painterly way, sometimes these details can get lost. So throwing as much effort into contrast via tonal contrast. Let's go over here and talk about this for a second. So let's talk. Let's open up. Hello. That's your cue to say hi. Okay. So there's a couple of different kinds of ways in which you can improve the contrast of your piece, and most notably tonal contrast, right? And that's the white-black balance in your miniature, like how much bright tones versus how much dark tones is there, and what's that spread like? What's the tonal spread of your miniature? And then you can, also have, contrast because of the coloration. Different colors of different piece surfaces on the miniature, I mean, that itself will create contrast between those surfaces. Then you can have lighting in general. You can use the lighting to create more contrast as well. And the last one would be, for me, the materials. Now, I don't. There's other ways. Maybe I'm just not mentioning them, or they're not springing to mind. But for me, those are the main four-ish. I don't. There's possibly more. I'm exploring this too. So that's. I think about four right now. I'm working on. But when I need one more so I can make Captain Planet, the Captain Planet version, Captain Contrast, right? I need one more. Tone, color, lighting, uh, materials, heart. I am Captain Contrast. Yeah. So that's like the funniest thing ever. Nobody's here to say hi or feed off of it. Feed off of it. So let's start with boosting some saturation in the OSL light source on this thing. Okay. And we're going to do that with the Arc Lord Purple, so I got to give it a little shaky. I should have been shaking this over here while talking. Should have been. Was not. Was not. I'm going to get one of them things where you're just like, you know what I'm talking about? I saw one at a convention once that was like, wow, that's really awesome. He was like, here, give this a try. Oh, what? That's sweet. Where can I get one of those? He's like, $100 on it. Amazon. I'm like, keep your money. I got wrists. Now I got a problem, right? Because like when I can't shake this guy because any kind of movement with him, like when this first happened, I went to just tossing something to my boy, and that act just made my whole arm like electrified. And I made the same mistake where I flung. That's even worse than the toss. I didn't know, I'm just not thinking. So you just do something. It just still hurts a little bit now. Now that's lessened. But, shaking with this hand, I'm going slow motion, right? That's very similar to this, that, whatever, So I got to switch over to the left hand. And this guy, this little wimpy guy, is not used to all this extra work. He really ain't. Really ain't. Arc Lord Purple, everybody. Let's take a look at that. Plop it down here. Throw down the Arc Lord Purple. There we go. I went ahead and cleaned my paint water and my my sponge. It was not smelling too good. Maybe one issue. It's super awesome. I didn't charge my microphone. It's gonna die. Whoops. That means you're gonna hear every squeak of my chair when this thing dies. Lay side. I guess I could try to figure out how to plug it in right now, but it's not gonna happen. All my plugs are taken. Very sad. That's very sad, let me tell you. I wonder if there's a way that I can use the audio. Let's see here. Outcam, minicam. Let's see here. Enable audio. I'm gonna have to deactivate the cam and then restart it. So hopefully this doesn't screw things up. Check. Well,
here we go. We had it. So I'm going to turn this guy off.
So hopefully you guys can still hear me. And hopefully it's not too loud. And then hopefully it's not too loud when I go over here. Let's see if I just turn this down just a nip. Maybe it even sounds better. But I am going to have to put a noise gate on this. So if you just give me a moment here, I'm going to set that up. Audio add. Check, 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 check. I think that's working. Hopefully it's not too loud. Can I get a little help on your guys' end? Can somebody tell me if this is the proper levels? Because I usually can't tell until I actually watch the recording. Anybody? Anybody? I wonder if it sounds better. That's what I really want to know right now. Does it sound better? Help me out, brother, sister, son, family pet, whoever's watching right now. Give me one bark for yes, two barks for no. Huh? Oh well. Hopefully this works out though. I think it is working out. Sounds like it's working out. All right. Alrighty, righty. If this is the case, if it works out better, I'm just going to use this because my son, he needs a microphone headset for school, so I might just pair it up with his. I don't know if the Chromebook that he has can be paired with it. Any other parents out there, some stay-at-home parents that are having a whole lot of fun with being a teacher's aide for their kids? I know I am. I'll go ahead and just get this guy going too. See, I did it. I just did it. Just do it. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and do one of these deals here. There we go. All right. So, what about a Milani Rose here? I know it's hard to see the Milani Rose. I'm going to throw that on too. That's going to be the basis for our OSL. We're going to need one more in the deeper regions of this for the OSL. It's a little dark sometimes. I don't know why. I think I'm going to go with, this is going to sound crazy, but I'm going to go with this Aslanti Violet. Help deepen those tones around the OSL effect. There we go. That looks like a fun little palette there. That's a fun little palette. Who's a good palette? Who's a good palette? Let's get to work, man. Stop fooling around. Let's do it. I'm gonna start with building up some of them the deepest recesses of the OSL effect. Some of this is Aslanti Violet here. All I'm doing is applying a thin layer Let's brighten this up just a smidgen. Excuse me. Excuse me. There we go. Basically on the border of this OSL light, I'm going to apply this as Lanty Violet. Where I can. I'm just going to be super subtle with it. You know, I don't want to blast the whole thing. And I'm okay if it covers up what I'd already done a little bit. It's just a single layer. It's not going to be the end of the world if I go over everything. But most of the work's already there. I'm really just focused on just trying to up that contrast via color and saturation. In some case, I should probably... This has been sitting around. It might have collected a little bit of dust. So what I'm going to do is get just a damp brush. Some of the desaturation here might actually just be dust. I'm just going to give this a quick wash down. Just going to give her a bath. Him, her, whatever. Just to make sure. Just taking a bath because it's been a while, you know. You can see that Aslanti Violet already popping up right up in there. It's going to help so much. You know, it's picking the colors that you're going to be using is very important. And having the right colors also is very important. I really do like the Reaper Pathfinder paints. I hope they expand on it and do more. Not because I play Pathfinder or I support Pathfinder or whatever. It's a fun game. I've played it before. For me, role-playing's role-playing. I don't care what I'm playing. Or, you know, or role-playing. But, or what game it is, necessarily. But, so, like, I was a little standoffish. At first, I was like, why did they make another line of paints? But then I realized once I got them that, first off, they're a little bit more expensive. And I mistook why they're more expensive. It's the pigments that they're putting in these things. It's so much more vibrant. But where I thought it was like, oh, it's here they're using Pathfinder, you know, names, so it's going to cost a little bit more money. That might be the case too, but these colors are like so vibrant. I cannot state that enough. And so that too, it hasn't been just me. I mean, a little bit in the fact that I'm picking the right colors more, but, and also the application. I'm applicating the colors a little bit better too. But, part of it has been these Pathfinder paints. I am a Reaper sponsor. I don't have the link posted for you know, if you were to visit there, but, you know, definitely give them a note and be like, I bought these because MiniGrinder said that they're amazing.
You always throw that in the note. Because that helps me out, lets them know that I'm doing my job. But I'm not selling it because, like, first off, I would never be a sponsor for something that I didn't actually feel that I could promote. It would never happen. That's just not who I am, anyways. But these are very, I have all. I mean, got all the paints, right? I know I didn't actually show you there, but I got the paints. So I have no problem telling people to buy their paints because they're good. I like them. They've always been good, and now that I know how to use them better, even better, I should say. Uh, you know, see that deep purple is it's gonna help so much. It's gonna help so much. That's gonna be great. Gotta get down under here too. It's an interesting perspective. So I think I might actually add a bowstring to this too. Let me show you a couple other bowmen that I've done this with. At least one. So here, I've added the bowstring on this guy. All right, and it helps so much. It helps so much, and it's just a piece of wire glued. You cut right to the right, length, and then glued in there. So I'll definitely add a bowstring. I should probably did that. I probably should have did that first before I got to this point, but it's okay. I mean, it's just gonna involve a little bit more extra work. Now I gotta get down in there. Okay. Get a little bit better point here. Just trying to get some more contrast in between those different armor layers right there. So I'm doing that by going in and properly underline them or lining around them. Switched over to the 3-0 here just so I can get in there a little bit better. All right. I'm squirrely. I know. I get distracted. I can't help it. I cannot help it. See, that Aslanti Violet has already helped so much. So much. Sorry if that's super loud. There we go. Let it get away from you there. The surface down here. A nice bath of that Aslanti Violet also. When you're picking your light sources, you can do all kinds of things. The main thing is that, like, think about firelight. when you're painting, when you're imagining firelight, it goes all the way out into some deep dark reds, burgundies, even maybe even purple on the other side in the shadow space. But in the sort of lit space, deep reds, oranges, yellows, and even like white, right? So really, you can pick just in the same way that you go like base layer, mid-tone, highlight. I feel like you can do the same thing with light. You can put however many colors that you want in that gradient. You can switch and transition to whatever you want. You can make up whatever kind of crazy light source you want. It doesn't have to be typical. So to go like, I'm basically using these um Valentine's Day colors for this blood magic light effect. I'm down. I'm down with that. But I could pick, instead of a pink color for the highlight, I could have went yellow. That'd be interesting too. I might still do that because it's, it would create an interesting transition. This is kind of like almost expected. You know, these colors are almost expected to be together. But if I were to choose like, yellow along here, like a more yellowy bright light for this area, that's going to change the whole dynamic of the piece. And then at that point in time, you're getting into color theory discussions, whether or not you should do this color or that color or whatever. Just play around with it. Just play around with it. It's just about it for the Azlani Violet. Let me get some more saturation down in here. Gotta get a bigger brush too. No reason I'm using that 3-0 for anything else other than getting a point, No reason for it. No reason. If you're just joining us, thank you. No, it's just one guy. Thank you very much. Very much. Especially thank you. Because honestly, I don't care if it's one person or 100 people. I just want to be there, and it's a pleasure to be somebody's inspiration. I just that's like the best compliment I get. This inspires me. Holy crap, dude. That kind of, it's like I used to search for that inspiration. I still do. Plenty of people still inspire me. Absolutely. The people that are looking to me for inspiration inspire me. We can all get a win. Anybody's capable of getting a win. We're all capable of it. There we go. A little bit better there. Oh yeah. So let's go back here. There we are. There we go. Obviously going to do more with that. So I'm just grabbing some moisture from my sponge here. If it helps, I'll throw it down here so you can see it better. No, maybe not there. Maybe down here. There you go. Just grabbing some moisture from the top, and then I'm using, I don't know if you can see this or not, but I'm using my fingers to wipe off the tip. I used to use these fingers, and I gotta use these fingers. And so now it's the brush is damp, slightly damp. That would be one option. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is just kind of glaze a little bit here. I know, so when you glaze, you're going to lose some of that saturation. But I'm just trying to, I'm not trying to overtake anything here. So now I'm going to clean the brush. And move that around. Go. Okay. That light effect is coming together already. Going back to the 3-0 because I'm going to get into the face here. On that chin. You know what else I have yet to do? Take the glasses off. That's right. It's time to take the glasses off, everybody. So we're going to get into it. There we go. Something just vibrated around here. Huh. The wifey poo sent me a message. Really? Awesome. Just a little bit of accents there. Now I think it's time. Oh, first off, I gotta pull out some primer, some black primer, because I can see some spots here that just need prime, so I might as well do them right now. Here, primer. Whoa! What happened there? Oh, there we go. Here, we're back. My palette can just went stupid for a second. Here we are. Just a drop will do. Just a drop will do. That'll do, primer. That'll do. That'll do, pig. Hey, pig. Yeah, you. Get up in there. There's an area under there that just needed primed. Somehow got to slip through the cracks. Let's get some get a real brush. Stick it up in there. Really get at it. Get it. I gotta put this right here. Right here. Yeah. Gigingagop. Definitely one of my favorite words from Norse mythology. Gigingagop. The kids like it too. That's good. That's good. I'm trying to see if there's any more under there that I can get to. I don't think so. Don't think so. This little tip right here. The tip. I'm probably gonna have to do that again. Most likely. Probably gonna rob it off because I'm an idiot. Won't put this thing on a little base. I'm just gonna go grab all the little metal parts because this miniature was used. It was used. Oh, that down under there. You can. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it. Just see that glint up under the leg. Should use an old brush for that so I don't not pulling hairs off. Okay. Ruffling the feathers, so to speak. Up here. Might as well just grab these two. People think I'm crazy. Going back and painting miniatures I've already painted. But you know what? I like doing it. This guy's gonna look super duper sick when he's done. Like, it looked pretty cool before. It's gonna be mind blowing. It's gonna blow my mind. I'm gonna be like, kabang. Maybe, I don't know. Most likely. I get super excited over my stuff. I got no problems getting super excited over my stuff. You should. You should get excited. But you know what's crazy is that's been the case, like, all the time since day one. The first day miniature painting, I'm like, wow, I did this. The next time I'm like, wow, I did this. Next figure, wow, I'm still doing it. Next figure, wow, I did even better. And just keep growing. Just keep pushing yourself. Just keep pushing. Sometimes I notice when I have a little bit too much hand soap in my paint water, put it in there to help break up the surface tension. It almost conditions the bristles. And they don't stick together as well. So you gotta be careful, I guess, with how much you use. There we go. Pulling off that extra water. Yeah, I definitely feel like there's a little bit too much hand soap in there. We're just gonna do this. poured some out. I'm going to put some more water in here. That won't hurt. There we go. Just trying to, change the balance a little bit. Helps the water glide on and doesn't maybe I think it kind of keeps the pigment together a little bit too. It doesn't pigmentize or whatever the proper word for that is. I am extremely technical. I don't know any technical mumbo jumbo. OSL, non-metal, dry brushing. Yeah, all that stuff. Sure, I got down. I finally know what a wet palette is, but I don't care to use them. They're a pain in my butt. I like being able to gauge how much moisture is on my brush. As you often see me go over here and just grab some moisture or whatever. Whenever I want it, whenever I need it, it's there. It's there. So this purple is going to help just bust in that saturation. Let's see if we can get some viewers. I'll go post a link real quick. It should. Nobody else can. So you can see that I use a little bit of clump foliage down there in the basing. You guys can paint that. Clump foliage, take paint. Let's soak it right up. Don't be afraid to do it. So now we have a situation here where this is lighting effects is going to affect some of this over here. So we should have some purples in this stone. I'm gonna put some in, or the Aslanti violet, as it were. Just a little here, a little there. Day 2. Day 4, actually. I've done 4 streams here on the Twitch. Starting this week. Because trying to get myself out there a little bit. It's really starting to perk up. Really starting to perk up. And I'm just one color in. Blam! They got away from me. There we go. Like some kind of twisted sword. Or staff. Looks like a staff. That's straight up a staff. That is straight up a staff. There we go. Oh man. Now what do we gotta do? I'm gonna start bringing in this Arclord purple. Now, to me, this is straight up pink. This is like a pink. Some people call it purple. Some people call this not this vibrant, darker pink color purple. I happen to call it. It's more like a mauve to me. But this is. See, I would call this purple and this pink. It's funny how we all attribute the labels, you know? It's funny. Oh, look how vibrant in comparison. There's some serious vibrance going on there. Okay, so I'm going to have to switch to a smaller brush for a lot of these details. Let's switch it up a little bit. Let's change tracks. Let's change tracks. Let's do... There's so many good ones. I know what we can do. We're just going to do... Oh, there we go. Let's play them. What you doing? Just send to player. I hate this. No, no, no. Don't do any of that. Whatever. Give access. I don't understand why. It's so very simple. Oh, there we go. Open. Okay. I'm not going to worry too much about doing textures right now. Consider this color kind of like a mid-tone color still. Just trying to get it run, so I just grabbed some moisture from the sponge. Just getting it to run. Again, big thanks to my buddy Blame B for providing me some music for my show. Definitely can get a little bit more heavy-handed there with that color. It's starting to wake up. Isn't it though? There we go. Nothing better. It's hard to actually keep track of what you've already updated, and but you know it's a good test for your eyes to try them in memory. Try to keep track of what you did. Now my squirrely brain, I just basically attack things independently here until I can sort them out, and eventually it all gets done. Eventually. There's going to be some more complex stuff going on here because not all of this should get lit up. There should be a sort of dark space also, and I think that dark space is going to be here, opposite of the light. So, I'm gonna kind of like, it's not, no, play all of it. Play it all. Play all of it. There we go. So let's skip forward. Silly. Silly. It's going to be right in there, basically. And so the same shadowy colors that I used over here, I'm going to use in that space also. That's really going to help that area pop. Not going to mess with that yet. Don't know why I grabbed purple, but I'm going to go straight over here to the Arc Lord. I don't really care. I don't care. I'm a wild man. What my math professor told me, David, you are a wild man. Not, not as in wild and crazy guy. I think I've said this one already, but that's true. I am a wild human. That's what he said. Wild human. And it's really starting to wake up. Remember when this guy was next to him and you see that desaturation on the right is just starting to just go away. It's starting to go away. It's just starting to come out. This blood archer is going to come out of her shell. Is whoever. Whatever it is. I want out to play. Come on out. Oh well. See some spaces in here which need some. This is Aslanti Violet. Just like so. There we go. Now a little bit there in the armpit. Aslanti Violet. Actually, there's going to be a lot of contrast along this arm here. I'm just going to really I'm really going to get a lot more of that Aslanti on this side too. It's counterintuitive because over here is the side where the light is really going to be the brightest. Because I'm thinking the arrow is right here, right? So the closer to the light source that you are, typically it's gonna provide more contrast between the lights and the dark. There's gonna be harder lines, right? The closer to the light source, the harder the lines. So you can see in my head right here, you see right here, this nice hard line. Now if I were to take this away, the light source changes. Now you can see more of it, right? As we get close up to it, obviously there's a lot more saturation with the light. But you can see, look, these hard lines around my brow, right? Under my nose. We take it up here, and that doesn't help me. So here, I can't get any further. Maybe this light is not the best. No, you get the idea. But yeah, think about like a firelight where you get a lot of cast a lot of shadows or whatever. And we heard this one already. Lots. Cast a lot of shadows close up, and those shadows that are casted have harder lines also. But further away, because the way the light works, it diffuses the shadows around the edge. So, it's something to consider when you're miniature painting. Also, when you get closer to the light, you need to, I'm gonna show that off a little bit. Yeah. I don't know what I should do up there. I'm gonna wipe that off for now, though. Uh, nice saturated light source going on here. Now this is the opposite of what I normally do, which is like more of a passive light source. But I like doing these active light sources because they can just be so blammy. Totally technical word. Remember when I was painting this piece, I was like, man, this is touching on something, but it does need just something, something more. Giving it to it right now. Giving it to it right now. You don't ever have to be done, you know? It's nice. I feel like I'm finishing miniatures more now. Like, you know, when this guy was done, I was like, oh, there's still so much more I could do with it. I could really, it just wasn't where I wanted to be in my ability. It's close, but I just knew it needed more. So sometimes it's nice just to take a step back for a second. Just a bit. I know that looks thick in that area. It looks real thick. But when I get in there with the highlight, see, the thing is that I made the mistake before was, you know, making the space for the highlight. You know, a lot of what miniature painting is for me right now is building up to the highlight, trying to get, you know, ready for the highlight, just to present that space, you know. A lot of these things over here I can actually like glaze or something with the Aslani Violet to sort of marry it together and soften it out. Hey, stop that. That's just me checking to see if anybody cares. Guess not. Not trying to be better. Not trying to be better. Electricity shooting up my hand. Just randomly. Just randomly. Sometimes. Sometimes what happens is so like it's a good way to explain this. So if I were to go like this, I'm getting all kinds of, so you can see I'm not touching it. I'm getting all kinds of electrical jolts up my finger. Just little tingles here and there. Sometimes they're like pins and needles on the end of my finger or former finger, whatever. I can also feel the space beyond my finger when doing that. And the thing is, I think what's going on is my brain is still wired with the idea if I were to move my finger, I anticipate that it's going to touch something. Right? But now, so I wasn't feeling anything there because I wouldn't have touched it. But if I go like this, I feel something there. It's like a cross section on that space that's now void of a finger. And then I feel the tingles outward too as my brain's trying to now rewire itself. It's strange. It's a strange sensation. Sometimes it doesn't feel like tingles, it feels like something sticking a pin up there, and that pin has electricity in it, and it shocks me. Anywho, I'm still miniature painting. That's all I care about. Cooking food for my family. Really good food. I'm still playing guitar. Still making music. Just one step at a time, though. You know, I don't expect it to. I mean, oftentimes when I'm painting, I'm straight up in pain. But I noticed that if I try to preoccupy my mind, just try to think about something else, those phantom pains will go away. Sometimes I don't even notice that it's there. I don't even care, you know? A lot of time, that's the way it is. Oftentimes. Sometimes, man, it just hurts, you know? You just got to work through it. I totally want to take a moment to share it with everybody. My tabletop. So at some point in time, oh, dark wash you. Okay. So earlier on, hold on 1 second. How's this, dark wash you? Is this better? How's it sound? Check, 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 check. How's this sound? Because this is where my head is when I'm talking. It's funny. It's funny that yes, I got my video problem sorted from yesterday. Okay, so I had to my mic died because I didn't charge it. Got everything else in line, but my mic died, and so right now I'm using my phone, the audio in it. So I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just more bassy. Now let's see if I can help. I got a noise gate in, so there's that. Expander gain, limiter, noise suppression, compressor. I don't know. Is it still too loud? Yay, nay? Okay, well, if that's okay, if I'm just gonna go with it for now. I'll have to do some testing later and see if I can sort it out. Because if I can get away with using this, does it? Let me ask you this: does it sound better than the other mic? Is the quality better? Good to know. Yeah. And maybe I should have it plugged in right now, but all my USB ports are plugged. I sorted out. I sorted out my. Hmm. Wonder what else I could use. I don't really have any other microphones. Let's try this out. Hold on here. Okay, so is it distracting? Is the audio so bad that it's distracting? I wish there was an option to be able to hear it myself. There probably is, and I just don't know it yet. I got everything else figured out with this OBS thing. I'm trying to get one of these other cameras to start working as a microphone. Let's try this. I could try it with the palette cam. It's because I'm like right up on it. Okay, so here, let's try this. Okay, so I'm gonna have to reset my palette cam real quick. I appreciate you stopping in, Dark Wash You. This is a lot more fun when there's somebody here with you. Yay! I was wondering if I offended somebody or something. All by my lonesome. I don't know. I always think it's me. That's how I am. Okay, I'm gonna switch audio, and then I'm gonna have to throw in a noise gate. So give me a second. Check, check, check. Nope, wrong one. Once. Okay. There's the palette. Now the palette cam. Hold on, let me take the gain down. I hear the music now. Let me get the noise gate over. There we go. How about this one? Does this one sound better than the other one? Really? That one's much worse. Hold on here. Let me make sure the filter got changed. Oh crap. I don't know which one of these are. One moment. One more thing. Okay, so I think I know why it sounds horrible. Is because that the palette cam is going over the interwebs. So this is better. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to deal with this for now, and then I'll sort out getting a better audio situation here is definitely high on the list of what needs to happen. But when I only have you know, an average of 1.5 viewers, it's just it's not in the books yet. Okay. All right, back to work, people. Back to work. So, Dark Wash, yeah. You want to see what I got going on over here? Check this out. So what happened is that I don't have the audio source over there, basically. Yeah. So I don't. I basically need to. Yeah. This is what I need to do. Copy. Reference. Here we go. And we're just gonna throw this. Hold on. Hold on here. Problem solved. There we go. Now you can hear me. that's that's kind of got to debug this a little bit. So now that I have somebody here to talk with, what do you? I see a lot of people doing like stuff like Stream Raiders. Obviously, Sean does that. I've seen other. Right? Yeah, it's for the most part. I know what I'm doing. It's just that I have. It's just it's like missing a minus sign on your test on your math test. You know what I mean? But um, I like the idea of maybe down the line once I make affiliate, um, using bits to play the game, basically. Deciding what the characters do next, kind of situation, and then it gets the chat involved in doing that also. Is that something that would be? Yeah, okay, cool. So I was wondering if I was wondering if that would hit a note. You know, I think it would be. I think it'd be really neat. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. And I've already sort of like I could use polls, polls to sort of see what people want to do. The characters would basically go up in these little circle things right here, and this is how the circles at the top. And I can actually in my game I have these things called action points, and when you get more action points, you know the uh, the power of your attacks or actions can get stronger or better. Some actions require multiple action points, you know. Right, yeah, I was looking at different extensions for doing polls, and it'd be super easy to basically be like, okay, so do you want to move or attack, or move defensively, like basically retreat, engage, or whatever, just get people sort of like involved that way. You can vote on even just basic actions, attacking things, obviously, but when it comes to the role, navigate on the mobile. Interesting. So yeah, it'll be, and I would probably have to use a mobile app to really conduct the polls and stuff. You know, right? Um, but I think it'll be really neat to see these, you know, these games play out. And I also thought that it would be cool that, at some point in time, I'm going to have to do giveaways, right, for the channel. And I thought it would be really interesting that maybe, so say I have some live players playing, but always leave one of the player spots open for the chat. So the chat channel is always playing one character, at least, right? Or maybe they're playing a monster, you know? Um, there, I got options, basically. And then if, say, they're playing the monster and they kill the entire party with the monster, then that monster would go up to be um, basically given away, as a giveaway. Obviously, not the whole chat channel is going to get it, but one person that partook in it would be able to get that thing. Or if there's a character, if the character doesn't die in an encounter, then it gives a chance for a subscriber to that partook in the game to then receive that character. So I think that would be a really interesting way to deal to do the giveaways. You know, basically, I think it'd be neat. I think nobody does anything like that. Number one, and I've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot of looking around at the other tabletop uh, games and that are being streamed, and ain't nothing look like that. I mean, there's nothing out there that remotely looks like that. But no, I mean that's kind of the whole idea. I mean this wouldn't happen all the time. This wouldn't happen every single day. You know, right? Yeah, this is not something that would happen every single day. And uh, you know, I could always there's always the option of killing that character too. You know, but uh, having the option, I think, is what would be really neat. And I I would I'd like to do a giveaway every month of a painted miniature to somebody. I think that would be really great. For me, it's hard. It's hard to find the time. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I still have to do some soul searching to figure it out. From what I've been thinking about doing for giveaways, uh, on the channel, as because it's would be super easy for me, is giving away private tutoring, private miniature painting tutoring over Discord. Um, Basically coaching, you know. Yeah, that's a good idea because honestly, I don't do a whole bunch of commission stuff right now. So, that's an idea. The main reason is because I'm painting miniatures for this thing. You know, everything that I'm painting for this, for my Natural One game. Um, Let me ask you this. So the game that I will be playing is a game that I've been writing. I don't know if you know or not, but I've been working on a RPG for like the last year and a half now, 2 years. I got 400 some pages, 300, 400 pages in total so far. Uh, yeah. And so trying to get people to play that game is incredibly difficult. What I'm hoping is that it will be a good opportunity for me to it it'd be a great way for me to both present all the terrain that I make. So I don't know if you know this or not, but all this terrain I make, I make all that terrain right there. The 3D files for it, and they're all up on my website and everything. But there you can actually see the lights, how the lighting changes. It really adds a lot of depth. But you know, on the moment, nobody really knows about my terrain. You know, and I this is an excellent opportunity for me to get the word out on that and the word out on the game. And I'm really hoping that at some point in time I'll get more than a handful of viewers, and you know I can push forward with this. I'm just gonna keep doing it every day and wait for it to happen, I guess. Um, yeah, it sure does. It takes a lot of time. I spend a lot of time on all this so far, but I'm finally ready. Like I can do full presentation. Now currently they're only going to be like mountainscapes and cavern situations, but you know I can do it. I can do a cliff also. I can't wait to do an episode where it's just them scaling a cliff and having to deal with monsters on the cliff. God, that's going to be wonderful. You know, but I think it'd be neat. You know, killing PCs every single day on stream. That'd be awesome. I could do that. I could do that. You know. So yeah, it's still work in progress. I basically this is the the graphic at the top along there that overlay is going to have all the players in there, and I'm going to have to beef that up a bit. I want to put the hit point markers and stamina markers and everything, and really kind of automate it with hotkeys so I don't have to do too much fiddling over here. Like I said, I got these, all these are on hotkeys, so I can switch them super easy. I got to get a setup for turn order. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my palette cam. So this, let's take a look here. So this palette cam right here, I'm going to repurpose it so it'll be a dice camera on and the dice will basically roll out onto a green screen, and then I'll take that and overlay that over a graphic, so there'll be like graphics for like the dice rolls, so the dice will roll out over the character graphic, whoever's doing a character roll. It'll be really, really super cool, really nerdy. Sure, yeah, send me a DM. Absolutely. I'm hungry for conversation. I've been a little I think I have too much 5-year-old and 13-year-old conversation. I need to crack that ratio. So, that's right, some dice do. Yeah, absolutely. I got to be careful which dice I use. But I can always change. I can chroma key whatever I want, really. But green dice are going to be harder to do, so I'll have to have basically an alternate um thing. I also thought it'd be neat for people to be able to pick their dice sets. I only have a few available to me, but I'm pretty sure the Reaper folks, I can get some different dice sponsors if I start doing this more. I'm pretty sure Reaper will send me all their dungeon dice. So, right, yeah, green and blue. But I've actually, believe it or not, I actually set so the chat box that you're seeing right now uh, in the stream has the chroma key on it. I basically took the chat box from the pop out chat box from Twitch, and then chose the color behind it to get it to lay over transparent. Now it doesn't really help too much. I mean, I have to get up on it and read it, but I'm reading it on a super small screen. It's like this big, so of course I got to get up to it. But it's doing a job. Yeah, I've been wanting to blue screen something ever since I watched them make the Star Wars back in 1980, whatever. that's what that's what got me into all of this, is the scale stuff and creating things. I'm just seeing those people make those scale models. Man, that's like my passion. I would drop all of this to go work for at the Skywalker Ranch. Oh wow, yeah. So you're seeing it pretty good, huh? I bet this looks crazy. I bet this looks crazy good. Let me go give him. Actually, let's take a look at. Let's take a look at. Sorry for my squeaky chair. Normally you don't hear it with my other thing. I should probably get down there. It does look crazy good on there. Let me get him on focus too. So that's the guy that I was working on. You can see it so much better than before. Like, that's cool. That's cool. Sure. Morning. My minicam just keeps on broadcasting. Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'll check that out. I don't have Discord up at the moment, and I have to minimize everything to get to it. So I'll check it out after the stream. I'm almost done with the stream. I got another 15 minutes here. I'll check it out. My one buddy, he's got a projector, and it was neat watching my miniature painting shows over there because it was like, 8 foot by 10 foot or whatever. It's ridiculous, totally ridiculous. So I need to do a little bit more here with the highlights before I get off the stream. So let's get some of that Milani Rose going. So I'm really working on this OSL. Dark Washy, thanks for keeping me company. Insane. I do a lot of self-loathing. I have a problem. I have a curse. I'm really good at things, whatever I put my mind to. And so when I'm not instantly good at something, then I get down on myself pretty good. So, since I'm not instantly good at being a Twitch person, I think I was getting down on myself. I got problems. Yeah, I'm getting better at it. I'm a work in progress, I like to say. I like to say, let's get some flow improver. Because I don't like how thick those lines were coming off. I felt like restricted. I felt a little restricted, you know what I mean? You, give me some better light. And also don't fall on me. That would be great. I know it's flow improver, you probably don't have to shake it, but whatever. I'll shake it. I'll shake it. There's some flow improver on there. So what I'll do is I'll just grab some flow improver on the brush. It was dirty with that Milani Rose. That's okay. That's okay. I know a lot of people, they're like, don't glaze with a light color, and I'm not really going to glaze, actually. I'm just trying to get the paint flowing off the brush a little bit better. So I can get some nice strokes. Nice thin strokes. Bring some of this Arc Lord purple into the mix here. And go down here, this side of the hand. Yeah, it's in my head right now. I'm trying to keep the idea that just keep doing it. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Once I get to know me, some people don't. I often feel like it's Sean's a great guy, and there's not many people actually in the miniature painting community that offer up their uh, their communities to each other. They are so predatory, and it's just like they have one face to their clients and their students, they have a totally another sentiment, and they have one face to you too. Actually, they have two faces to you, one in front of you and one behind you, and it's just like I didn't do well in that high school with that shit. I'm not gonna do well here either. Um, in that respect, I just don't want to play that. I just want to paint miniatures and play my game. You know, I just don't care. I just don't care about people's politics. What happened? Jeez. Oh, was that in Sean's chat? Yeah, Sean was right on the money there when he said basically if somebody doesn't ask you for your opinion, and that's kind of like my general rule. If I'm not gonna like freely give my opinion to people who don't who I don't, especially to people who I don't know, you know. And there's people in my Discord, they'll post pictures and stuff, and you know, um, I just try to be positive. And uh, Sean and I are the same in this regard. Just if they don't ask you for your help or opinion, just keep your mouth shut. You know. Backside of this bow. That's kind of where I'm at. Poor bone. Yeah, that's. I mean, it's the internet. Some point in time, people realize that we all live in the same world. I don't know when that'll be. It probably won't be in my lifetime. I am simply over it. A little bit of flow improver on the brush really helps it getting going. You know, let's get up on that thing. Right, I can do it. That's what I love about this. I can really get up on that bow if I wanted to. Might be too much. A lot of people I also notice aren't really showing like we're painting miniatures. I see a lot of people they're painting really far away from those miniatures. The camera is, you know. It's like kind of important to be able to get up on it. You know, that's what I really like about using the phone cameras. It's just easier to a lot of webcams. You have to load up some other kind of thing to get access to the zoom feature, and even then, it might be like a digital zoom. You know, but some of these phone cameras are just sick, just ridiculous. They're made to zoom in like that. You know. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh. but I can make you better. Just pay me. What the hell? Bone seems like a really hell of a guy. Oh my god. There's a lot of people with a lot of opinions out there, you know? A lot of opinions. I just, like I said, here's what really bothers me is the person who is like, you have to paint this way in this format to get this effect. There's no other way around it. And for me, I'm just like, I'm an artist and I have these tools in my tool basket, you know, on different techniques, different whatever, and then I arrange them in whatever way I need to get the job done, not one way. You know, that's kind of like half the fun of painting. A lot of those people, they just take the fun right out of it. You have to paint this way. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Like, that's where I'm with it. I call them paint czars. The paint czars. The paint czars. A little bit of, just touch a little bit of that flow improver just to get it flowing. There we go. Seems to be like some, I think there's like a mold line there along that arm. It's getting in the way. Yeah. Sometimes when you come back after a long break of painting, you end up being better even. You know, like it's like you had time to, your brain really had time to defrag and process what it was doing before. But sometimes you gotta break out the grease, get all greased up, get it flowing again, you know, get the juices flowing again. Once they flow, man, they are on. It's on. I don't like the coverage there. There we go. So I'm just trying to sort of better the coverage. Normally you go base layer, mid-tone, highlight. Base layer, mid-tone, highlight. Sometimes you got to take it back a notch. How do you do that? Well, let it dry and do it. Dip back into that base layer. Make a glaze out of it. Marry those colors together a little bit. I feel like I'm I always say that I'm miniature painting's best kept secret because like maybe it's because I do things slightly different. You know, I'm using a dry palette, for instance, you know. I use this little sponge thing instead of using a, you know, wet palette to add moisture into my paint or whatever. I don't know. I know it's like dual purpose. I felt like there was harder to control my water levels on a wet palette. But yeah, I just do things differently, and so I think that like, because I'm not regurgitating what everybody else is doing that I just like get glossed over. Oh, hey, he's doing cool stuff. What the hell is he doing? How is he doing? Why is he doing it this way? This guy's an idiot. This stuff looks great. Right? I don't know. Not one way to paint. I'm not doing something like, terribly difficult here though. Just taking my time. And I really do believe that anybody is capable of painting like, to some super high display level. I think most people are totally capable of it. I think the only difference between people like myself and them is not my ability, but my conviction. That's the only thing that I have confidence really in, is that I'm overly confident in my ability to do stuff that I've never done before. Because like, I'm a human being. I'm the most adaptable creature on this earth, just like all the other ones. Right? Yeah, I'm basically I'm trying to cover up that mold line the best I can. You know? And so like, the only way to do that is coverage. You know? Just throw it on the coverage and then like try to use that saturation to just distract the eye. Now what I'm going to do is just go in with that Arc Lord purple there and pull up. Yeah, that was a problem area right down in there. There we go. So the coverage is so much smoother there. So like, this piece, I don't know if you weren't here in the beginning. This is basically an old piece of mine, and I wanted to up. This is something I painted a year and a half, 2 years ago, basically. And so I wanted to take the saturation that I'm accomplishing now in pieces and then update it, basically. You know, to where I am now, just because it was a really great idea anyways. And so you can see I really started busting out the saturation on the OSL effect, and I'm going to do the saturation on the other side too. And just clean it up, and just try to update the character basically by kind of giving myself a critique from the past. You know? Even break out some of that Aslanti violet. I want some nice dark, because it's right up against that light source. And so like, you need some nice contrasty lines along that source. Obviously we're going to get a lot of saturation from the light. Light source is going to be right here, like an arrow. I might actually sculpt an arrow to put on there or something. I'm definitely going to add a... Oh, yeah, I can see it from a certain angle there, barely. You got to keep in mind, we're like right up against it. But I'm definitely going to add a bowstring like this guy. You're just now catching up with this. I added this bowstring, and it just adds so much to the thing, you know? So that's definitely going to happen. There we go. There we go. Let's get in there. Now, let's get that Milani rose. some flow improver. Just a touch of the arc lord. Just a touch more. A touch more flow. Too much. There we go. A lot of miniature painting for me is just how you load your brush. If you really take care in loading it, you know, it helps you do that step, that next step, just in the right way. Just building up to the highlights there. Still a little wet. That's okay. Let's get some. Let's clean this brush. Just gonna use a sponge to clean it. It's good enough at cleaning it. Toothpick arrow, huh? Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'll probably just end up using a same piece of wire that I can use to make the string out of, or a paper clip or something like that. I might use a wire for the arrow and a little bit of green stuff. You know, it's going to be a magical looking arrow. It's not, you know, if I were to, but see, it also looks like he's just letting go of it too. So, yeah, I don't know. I want to get a little bit more in on the face, some of this Arc Lord purple, but it's like, you gotta be careful with that nonsense. Again, I'm just gonna reload. I'm gonna grab some flow improver, get this stuff moving. Right under the cheekbone here. That you didn't get to see. I will say that that's part of the problem here is when you're so close up, it's easy to go off camera. Or something else. Just a little bit more of that purple in there. I want to get some along the nose too. There we go. On the hair. These arrows. Feathers on the arrows. Piece of metal. The family is cooking. The smoke alarm went off. I'm not surprised. Happens with me every single time I roast peppers. They're probably roasting the bottom of a pan right now. Poor guys. They're used to me just doing everything. Like they're sacrificing a whole lot so I can come on here and paint on this stream. Okay, so just so everybody knows, you know, I boiled some chicken leg quarters. I think 4 or so. They're nice sized chicken leg quarters. Boiled them all day long and made a broth out of them. and then all they had to do was pull the meat off, and then I basically cut up, made a chicken soup out of that with some fresh spices and some minced garlic and sage and thyme and all the bay leaves, of course, bay leaves, carrots, celery, and salt. Basically, all they had to do is just pull the chicken off because I can't pull chicken apart right now. I cannot get chicken grease all over this thing. And it's hard pulling it off with one hand. So the only thing I had to do is really just pull that off, boil some noodles, and then there you go. But what I hope I didn't. There goes in. There it goes again. The smoke alarm. Well, I mean, I'm a little stumpy right now. I gotta keep the thing clean. I'm not allowed to even put it under water. It's still very much an open wound. Very much an open wound. It's mostly scabbed over now. Mostly. There's go peruse some of the pictures on my Discord channel if you wanna just scroll up. It's not that big of a deal. It really isn't. It's a big deal to everybody else because it's not something you normally see. But in my house now, everybody's just like, it's a non-event. It's a non-event, is what really is. So that OSL is still not done because I need to really get in there with that Milani Rose. Really, see, I just pulled like a whole shit ton of that. Some flow improver. Now I'm not gonna mix any with that arc cord. Tippy tip, tippy tip. Get the. There we go. So much easier to focus now. Before I'd have to go open up the browser thing and go in the browser control and do the focus thing on there, and now I can just click on my camera on the phone here where I need to focus. Like if I wanted to focus down here, it doesn't want to now. I can pick, oh yeah. If I were to pick this right here, you can see my thumb. Go over here and pick this guy, and then you can see him. It's like so easy, so nice. There we go. It's amazing what a little highlight can really do. I do mean little. Too much. Yeah, it's probably okay. There we go. There we go. See, that's working a little bit more now. Milani Rose. There we go. Flow improver. Turn it off. So, kind of all of this. Some of these areas are going to get a different sort of color transition. I'll get this more of this blue tones in it in just this space. That can really help set things apart there and really sell that OSL effect. So I'm just going to pull out that midnight blue to start with. Because just opposite of the light source should be the darkest. So just along one space, one sort of vein along the side, I'm basically going to put that midnight blue down to help sell that light source. All right. Okay. Now that I have some down, I'm going to go ahead and use it. Like so. Like so. Again over here. That bottom line. There we go. Wow. Wow, that's looking nice. That's looking nice right there. That back end. But I gotta sell, now I gotta sell this down in here. Because that's all blocked off. So I'm just gonna really douse it with that midnight blue down there. Set it to spoils. What do you mean set it to spoils? Like these saturated shadows. Go. You can hear the beeping. Hopefully the house is not burning down. I can hear somebody in the kitchen and they're not freaking out. So it's a good sign. There we go. Let me get some more blue, that midnight blue under there. Like a secondary shadow color on the light of the lit side. Like I said, like in the beginning, you know, what you need for capturing contrast is the four contrasts, right? The four of them, the 4.5 contrast, tonal contrast, color contrast, light source contrast, material contrast, and heart. And you have Captain Contrast. I was just touching on 2 of the 4 elements of contrast. Well, 3 of the 4 elements. 2 of the 4, because I still didn't understand how to saturate my colors. You know? Back when I was first starting to paint this. I was close. I was real close. But it wasn't quite there yet. Oh. Yeah, I would do that. But yeah, I'm new. I'm new to the Discord. I'm new to Twitch. I've been around the block and a couple other things. Discord. I haven't been on Discord since back in the early 2000s. You know, and now when I realized it was like basically everywhere, they've added a lot. They've added a lot to Discord. I just don't know all the ins and outs. I mean, it's a whole nother thing now. You know, this is getting more contrasty by the day, by the stroke, I should say. By the stroke. Oh, I'm really enjoying this side. Really enjoy playing with this midnight blue here. It was so close, man. So close. Just cleaning the brush here, so I'm going to move some paint around. Okay. Coming along, coming along. Can't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. You are 2 of the best viewers I've ever had. So like I'm at a point right now with Discord. I mean, I wasn't avoiding it. It was like I didn't really even know that it existed. But you know, I'm at a point with Facebook that it's not the community that I need in my life, but it's the community that I need for my business, if that makes any sense. I met tons of people on there that I really, really enjoy. We're kindred, you know, spirits. And I'm happy to have met them. I'm happy that I met them through using Facebook. That's fine. But at some point I just kind of realized that Facebook is causing me anxiety. And the community that I'm part of on there, you know, it's a popularity contest, and I just don't. Plenty of beautiful people on there that I've met, and then there's other people on there who they only connect with you because, you know, you can provide them with some kind of, I don't know, something. I don't know that they really can't get much from me, because maybe that's why they don't engage with me, because they know that like they actually have to walk the walk. They can't just talk the talk. I like community, and so that's kind of why I'm over here on Twitch. That's how Sean sold it to me. He's like, hey man, community over here on Twitch is really awesome. And so far, I concur, just from witnessing it. I need more of that in my life. I need more real interaction, you know? It is the plague. Facebook is the plague. This world will burn, and it will burn due to Facebook and their algorithms. I honestly feel that way. Honestly. Somebody just messaged me on Facebook. All right. Another thing I wasn't doing enough of back then is I was relying too much on the moisture to do my blending. And that's not how you get saturation. There's a time to blend and use, and thin down your stuff. There's a time not to. And I was getting the job done well enough. It was. But what changed everything was whenever I started trying to focus on painting just with paint without water. When you throw the water in there, it desaturates. It thins down the pigment. So the pigments just aren't as strong. It really was just a matter of switching things over by picking my colors better. Okay, we're gonna have to get in here. There we go. Now this color I definitely remember is Phoenix Red. I'll have to pull some of that out. I wonder if the color has changed since then, because I had to replace it. It does seem like it's been a little bit different. Piece of hair on there. Go ahead and use this midnight blue just to get some more going right in there. Back in there. And the brush was a little moist there, you can see. That's okay. That's okay back in there. It'll do fine. It'll do. It'll do. I don't feel like... This is probably going to take a couple streams if I were to do that. Here we go. Got to taper off those edge highlights. Really sell that OSL. Palette can work with me. This is my first sort of test run of this, using this foam board as a palette cam setup, rigging, or whatever. It's good. I'm gonna redesign it, probably 3D print out something, maybe something more universal also. But for now, it's getting the job done. Okay. Gotta give it a spin sometimes, you know? Gotta make sure that it looks correct from all angles. I really focus on that. I really try to give it a spin. And put that in your streamer. Oh. It's a great platform to gain a community, and Discord is where you nurture that community. Yeah. And that's kind of what I'm feeling. That's exactly what I'm feeling. You know, I want real human interaction, not, you know, this is what I did. Please like me. That for me is like poisons my soul. Because for me, I have a real problem. I almost seek validation, and it's like you don't have to go searching for it. The best way to validate is by doing. Just keep doing. Validate yourself by doing. You know, not hoping that somebody else pays attention to you. So I'm in that I'm transitioning my mode of thought because because it's unhealthy for me to think otherwise. It's funny that I have all the confidence in the world in my ability to do something, but I have zero confidence in the world to please somebody with that ability. It's pretty sad. Like I said, I'm cursed. And so in my head, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm a year out from now, if there's still the same two people sitting in this thing, and only those two people. I just don't have. I have zero faith in my ability to muster a crowd. No matter how jolly and charismatic I might be, I'm forcing myself to just keep going. Just be consistent. Just a touch moisture there. There we go. Just to get some flow going. Cleaning the brush. Yeah, I mean, I'm down. I'm down to chat anytime. I'm at this point in time, my life has changed. I'm before where I would give up and go do something else and get distracted. Um, I double down. Now I'm like, okay, well, let's make my layout better. Let's present it better. Let's work on that. Let's get a palette cam going. Let's do more work. Okay, that's not enough now. So what else do I need to do? Okay, how about I stream in the evenings also while I'm working? You know, just while I'm starting, just to get the word out. You know, just do whatever I can, do more, not less. And so where back in the day where I would just sort of like give up a little bit because I wasn't instantly, you know, famous. Not that I'm looking for fame, but you know, I'm some point in time I'm gonna run out of little kitties to watch after in the household. I'd like to be my job rather than go out into the world because it's a pretty shitty place out there. You know, I'm trying to build to the future, the game and everything. I'd love to sculpt, so I can have sculpting ability also. And I would love to sculpt um, busts and miniatures that I can then paint up and then use that art in my book whenever I publish the RPG. So basically, I wrote it and I've designed all the miniatures for it, and then also painted all. I'm absurd. I'm crazy. I know. I'm certifiable. I like to say. Ooh, yeah. See that? Those little edge highlights on that is selling it. It's helping sell it. Just ain't much to it, man. But little something, little something will do. Get some moisture on that. Okay. Man, it's come along since I started on it, but there's still more to do for sure. For sure. And my paints are all getting dry, and it's 35 minutes after when I was supposed to stop. Oh, thanks, Dark Wash, you for letting me drag it on. I blame you. Like I said, I don't care if there's only one or two people in here, really. And I have to stay in that mindset. I was clearly having fun, you know. That's all it took. A little human interaction. I just keep going. Oh yeah, I must miss that. That's the kind of that's kind of the part of the reason why you don't ever stream. Um, yeah, yeah. Sometimes when I get on and stream, like immediately have a panic attack, and nobody will ever know, right? I'm still streaming. Everything's fine. Over nothing. There's like nobody watching. What's the matter? What's the big deal? That's what this taught me. This taught me like all those times that I was freaking out about nothing. You know, that's we're definitely gonna work. I'm gonna work more on this. I don't know if I'll be streaming tonight or not, but I'll definitely be in my Discord chat. So channel. Anybody wants to after the fact watching this, everyone to pop in, say hey, you see me in the voice chat, come in and say hi, because I need you to, so I don't go crazy. But I am definitely going to work on this more. It's going to be my next little figure to finish. I really like the color scheme on it, you know. So turns out that I'm going to have to. I got to copy my mini cam over there too. Copy over here. There we go. There we go. Now you guys can hear me. There we go. Yay! Been another fine episode of MiniGrinder Paints Live. I'm going to go ahead and upload this to the YouTubes now. If you are watching on the YouTube, hey, thank you. I appreciate it. Very much so. If you are on the YouTubes or on the Twitch, by all means, stop by and keep me company whenever you see me in my Discord server on the voice chat. Because, like I said before, I need human interaction and I need it bad. My family, we get it. Everything's fine here. I have the best wife ever and really good kids. But nice to talk with other people. So it's been a pleasure. I'm going to keep on working on this piece, like I said tonight, and I am definitely considering streaming after hours also. And yeah, so the real question right now here, Dark Washu, it totally is your fault. But the real question is, hold on here. There we go. Let's get this thing so it fits in there perfectly. So the real question is where do you want to go, Dark Washu? Where should I raid you to? Yes, adult interaction would be great. Not just the sexual kind. Plenty of that from the house. The old lady. We're good in that department. I just need the regular adult interaction. So, yeah, it may be too much information. Anywho, got any ideas? Where do you want to go? I'll raid somebody with 2 people. I don't care. I'm looking too. See, my problem is I don't have. I just don't know everybody yet. And you guys are already networked and interconnected. Oh, Kifa. Yeah. He's gonna totally laugh at me joining with my 2 people. We'll go and do that. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Let me go ahead and before I raid, let me go ahead and stop the video for the YouTube, and then I'll raid. All right, bye everybody.